It was a quiet morning when Daniel Carter heard a knock on his door. When he opened it, a man in a black suit stood there, holding a leather-bound notebook. His face was calm, his eyes cold. "Daniel Carter?" the man asked. "Yeah, who are you?" Daniel replied. The man opened the notebook and flipped through its pages. "I am the debt collector. Every choice you've made has a cost, and today, it's time to pay." Daniel laughed nervously. "You must have the wrong person. I don't owe anyone." The collector shook his head. "Debts are not just about money, Mr. Carter." With a flick of his hand, the collector's notebook glowed, and suddenly Daniel's world changed. He was no longer standing at his doorstep. He was back in his past. Daniel stood in a dimly lit bar, watching himself 5 years ago. His best friend Michael sat across from him, eyes filled with sadness. "Dan, I really need your help. I'm struggling, man." Michael's voice was desperate, but Daniel, distracted by his phone, waved him off. "You'll be fine, Mike. I'm busy." The scene froze. The collector's voice echoed. "That night, Michael needed a friend. You didn't listen." 2 weeks later, he was gone. A weight settled in Daniel's chest. He tried to speak, but before he could, the world shifted again. Now Daniel was standing in a park. A young woman sat on a bench, holding a letter. Her hands trembled as she read it. It was a letter she had written to him, but never sent. Her words were filled with love, with hope, and with heartbreak. She waited and waited, but Daniel never came. The collector spoke softly. "She would have loved you forever, but you were too afraid to try." Daniel fell to his knees. "I didn't know. I didn't realize." The collector knelt beside him. "Debts are not just about money, Daniel. The biggest debts are the words we never said, the love we never gave, the time we never spent." Daniel closed his eyes. When he opened them, he was back at his doorstep. The collector was gone, but something was different. His phone buzzed. A message from an old friend. A missed call from a family member. A choice stood before him. This time, he wouldn't ignore it. As he picked up the phone and spoke, a small smile formed on his lips. Maybe, just maybe, he could finally start paying back what truly mattered. We all have debts, not of money but of love, of time, of kindness. One day fate will come to collect. Will we have paid in full,